Could we have a serious conversation for a second?
Yes.
All right.
Dan, I love you.
Who died?
That scene.
Spencer, how have you been?
I've been so good.
There's something in...
I know, you've been messing with it and looking at it for minutes.
I feel like...
What do you think? What is it?
Drink
I don't
it,
know, it's
man.
like-
Just drink it.
No, I think it...
You got some sort of weird thing in your vodka?
This is like the lowest stakes creep show ever. I know what's in here. There's something... There's just something
it
down
ice?
there.
There's some jewels.
Well,
in
whatever it is, I got it. No? Oh, it's the reflection of my finger.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You're like a bird.
No, it's still there. Oh, but that's us. Okay. All right.
Oh, man.
I just want to I'm very phobic about impurities and stuff.
there. Yeah.
Whatever's in there, vodka will probably kill it, right?
Yeah. Or the snakes will.
I love you so much.
Thank you. Derek, tell us about getting kicked in the nuts by Will Smith
Okay.
in Wild Wild West.
Oh my God, yeah. As an actor, I was very lucky. At one point, one of my first jobs was working on the stellar hit Wild 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 West.
Wild Wild West 1.
Yeah.
Did you play the robot spider?
Attack of the Robot Spiders.
Yes. Actually, I was the giant metalhead guy inside the spider, and I was super nervous because I had to hit Will Smith for the first time, punching him and whatnot. But he had to kick me in the nards as well. But when we were doing it, when you get kicked in the nards, you have usually a safety strap that goes around your ankle all the way up through here, kind of like a belt. So if someone hits you, it stops them from actually hitting your nard parts. Yeah. Hold on, it gets good.
It's like a hammock, an upside-down hammock above the ground that is your nuts.
Absolutely.
It's supposed to hold the body that is Will Smith's ankle as he does the plopping into it of kicking as hard as he can upward.
And that is the correct term, plopping.
As hard as he might try, if he kicks straight up in your dick, he's not going to get there because it's attached to your feet.
Correct. But if you go up at an angle, you get hit hard.
In the thigh.
In the upper groinal area where the connection between your hoop and the hop come together.
And your nuts are huge.
They're average man nuts.
But you're bigger than an average man, so like you say like, oh, this Diet Coke is average size, but it's like you drink a special like giant Diet Coke can.
Wait, how big are what's average nut size? Like a quarter? Like is that a nut?
Yeah, like a quarter.
Spencer's giant. He has to be like 2 times my size of nuts.
Yeah. But I'm special.
Also, when you have me on the show, quality stuff the entire time.
So anyways,
the story that you're making me tell. We did it about like.
I expected you to go. I don't want to talk about that.
No, so about 20 takes happened. Not one was straight up, and they were side to side. And I felt like a kickboxer because it got to the point where I kept getting kicked over and over, and it's kind of like Rocky, where he'd start to buckle and be like. When I was a kid, I was so new, going, no, this is good. Keep going.
He's not kicking straight up. He's kicking into the thigh.
Yeah.
And you want it straight up. but he's I'm assuming not kicking you straight up because instinct says if I kick this guy as hard as I can straight up, that's going to be like kicking a human being in the balls. So he's kicking you into the thigh.
Yes.
Probably to be a good person, but he's doing it wrong.
Correct. But he makes more than I do, and he can hire me in the future. He did it completely right, and it was my fault. But no, afterwards I had just think of the blackest purple. Like I went to the trailer and I kind of hobbled to the trailer and lay there and just had these giant volleyball size on both sides bruises.
And the thing is, when you're a young stuntman. Like I think what you expressed to me is like you're in this terrible dilemma because it's like you can't like stop between the 30th take. And by the way, I met the dude I was in an acting class. Yes, believe it or not, I was in an acting class at Sam Christensen's class, and one of the classmates was the guy who played Marco in Die Hard. who is the guy who says, "Next time you're going to shoot somebody, don't hesitate." Thanks for the advice, asshole. That guy, I'm sorry, it was, but well, I was thinking of that guy because he told me. Because he's a stuntman. A lot of the terrorists in Die Hard, they're just stuntmen, like because they had to do rolls and dives and tucks and nips and things. He's like,
racist.
A moment of silence for that moment of silence. He ruined his back during Die Hard. I think he never could do stunt work again because that was his biggest gig, and it was the most benign thing you'd see in Die Hard. There's a moment when he's like talking, and then some dudes come in the doorway, and he goes. It's like, and they catch Bruce Willis off guard, and he draws down on them, and there's just a 2-second shot of the doorway, and the guys scatter. And in that shot, Marco vaults over an office chair, does a little dive. It's not that big a deal. The movie's not called Rhythm Gymnastics Hard, It's not like, whoa, they'll blow you away with their wonderful cartwheels. But he did this move that he then had to do 46 times. Literally, I think they did 46 takes of that shot, and he could never stop at take 23 and say, I'm out. I can't do this. I'm going to ruin my body. And you, Will Smith is kicking you in the nuts for the 18th time, and you're not, you're faced with this, crazy choice of, well, what am I going to be, the stuntman that's, gotten this far and then goes, I can't take it, boys?
Well, you're allowed to, but you're allowed to at any point say, okay, I'm hurt. But if you do, they go, oh, shit. Go home, and we never hire you again. Right?
I think if you're a veteran, you probably get away with it more, right?
Well, the mentality between acting and stunts, it's white collar, blue collar. On the stunt side of things, your job is to make the stunt coordinator who hired you look as good as possible. So if you ever get hurt or injured on set, you shouldn't, as a professional, scream out and go, my arm is broken and I can't feel. You have to be very quiet, and you if you're hurt, you leave set so you don't cause that panic on set and people freak out. Because you'll interrupt the workday, then they don't make their day, and then there's money involved and whatnot. But you go in, you take it, you wrap whatever hurt, and you go back and you finish the job for the day if your mentality's right, and then you heal up later.
You got pretty hurt. A separated shoulder or something like that?
Oh no! I had a really bad herniated disc in my neck. It was the toughest job I've ever done. I did Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters.
I was just going to bring that up.
Yeah.
So I couldn't wait to bring that up because I watched that entire movie. I thought that fucker was CG.
Yeah,
that was you in a costume.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That troll, that big ogre thing.
Edward the giant
was dude
troll.
in a costume.
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy. We shot 3 months in Berlin. The first week there, anything you do for these kind of monster jobs, because as an actor, I bounce from my normal face and doing monsters from time to time. But anytime you do a monster job, you're always prepared ahead of time, I always talk like a UFC fighter. You overtrain, so when you're on set, nothing's going to phase you. But the suit was so difficult because originally the studio wanted to CG the character, and the producers and the director were fighting, going, no, we want to do it practical. We have the right people and the right team together. Let's do it practical. And they're like, okay, we'll try it. But the suit was so big. I try to explain to people, when you put it on, it's like being on a treadmill with 100+ pound weight on your neck, shoulders, all over you. You're breathing your own carbon dioxide, so you can't breathe very well. Your pulse is you're actually cooking inside the suit. So imagine that, putting a plastic bag on your head and running, blind.
And Will Smith kicking you in the nuts the entire time.
But yeah, it was crazy.
And he wasn't even on that job. He just shows up to fucking.
Yeah, no.
Will Smith just fucking goes from set to set.
Well, he became addicted to it. That's the thing.
Where'd you get a taste for it?
He started. Also, on the side, you start to make excuses in your head. I deserved it. I shouldn't have made him do that.
It's called addiction. It's called addiction.
He actually, on Will Smith's behalf, it was my kind of first big Hollywood star going, oh my God, I don't want to ruin this. He was the nicest, most down to earth guy. I was talking to one of his entourage at the time, going is he doing a game or is he legit? He goes, no, man. Will Smith is Will Smith 24 hours a day. And he it didn't matter if you were the caterer all the way up to the main producer. He treated everybody equally with respect, and I was blown away. I learned a lot from him.
All right.
Now, Derek.
Yeah.
What?
Sounds pretty cool. Sounds pretty cool. I'd like to work with him someday.